I still remember the day my friend Henry said to me, "Walter, I'm more alone now than I've ever been in my life." He was 93 years old at the time, and his words struck a chord deep within me. I had to ask him what had led him to this place of deep loneliness. My name is Walter. I'm 78 years old, and I've learned a thing or two about life over the years. Today, I want to share with you a story that reveals one crucial lesson I've learned, one that I believe can help you avoid a similar fate. It was the summer of 1965, and I was living in a small town in Ohio, working at the local diner. I had just graduated from high school and was trying to figure out my place in the world. My best friend, Jimmy, had just gotten married to his high school sweetheart, Emily. They were the picture of happiness, and I was happy for them. But as time went on, I started to notice that Jimmy was changing. He was becoming more and more withdrawn, spending all his time at work or at home with Emily. He stopped going to our favorite fishing spot, stopped playing basketball with the guys, and even stopped coming to the diner for breakfast. I tried to talk to him about it, but he just brushed it off, saying he was fine. But I knew he wasn't fine. I could see the sadness in his eyes, the emptiness in his smile. And then one day, Emily left him. She said she needed space, that she was feeling suffocated by Jimmy's clinginess. Jimmy was devastated. He had given up all his friends, all his hobbies, for Emily, and now she was gone. But here is what I never told anyone. I was just as guilty as Jimmy was. I had been so caught up in my own life, my own struggles, that I had neglected my friendship with Jimmy. I had stopped calling him, stopped visiting him, and stopped being there for him. And when Emily left, Jimmy was left with no one. No friends, no family, just a big empty house and a broken heart. As I looked at Jimmy, sitting alone in his house, surrounded by the memories of his failed marriage, I realized that he had made a mistake. A mistake that I had seen many others make, a mistake that I had made myself. He had put all his eggs in one basket. He had given up everything that brought him joy, everything that made him who he was, for one person. And when that person left, he was left with nothing. The revelation hit me like a ton of bricks. The loneliest people I know, the ones who are truly alone, are the ones who have given up on themselves. They've given up on their passions, their hobbies, their friendships, and their families, all for the sake of one person, one job, or one goal. And when that thing is gone, they're left with nothing. No sense of purpose, no sense of identity, and no sense of self. But here is what I learned from Jimmy's story. It's not just about having a lot of friends or a big family. It's about having a sense of self, a sense of purpose, and a sense of belonging. It's about being true to yourself and not giving up on the things that make you who you are. And that's the lesson I want to share with you today. As I look back on my life, I realize that I've seen this mistake time and time again. I've seen people give up on their dreams, their passions, and their relationships, all for the sake of something that may not even last. And when it's all said and done, they're left with nothing but regret. But here is what I want you to know. You don't have to make the same mistake. You can learn from Jimmy's story, from my story, and from the stories of all the others who have come before us. And now, I want to go back to what Henry said to me all those years ago. "Walter, I'm more alone now than I've ever been in my life." I realized that Henry had made the same mistake Jimmy did. He had given up on all his friends, all his hobbies, and all his passions for his wife. And when she passed away, he was left with nothing. No one to talk to, no one to share his memories with, and no one to turn to. But as I looked at Henry, I saw a glimmer of hope. I saw a man who was still alive, still kicking, and still willing to learn. And I said to him, "Henry, it's never too late. You can still find your sense of purpose, your sense of self, and your sense of belonging. You can still connect with others, still make new friends, and still find joy in the simple things." If you've made it this far, thank you for listening to my story. I hope you'll take the lesson I've learned to heart, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel for more stories like this one. As I look back on my journey, I realize that it's been a winding path, full of twists and turns that I never could have anticipated. But through it all, I've come to understand that the most important thing is not where you are, but who you are. Your sense of self, your values, and your passions are what truly define you, and it's these things that will carry you through even the toughest of times. I think about the people I've met along the way, the ones who have supported me, encouraged me, and helped me to see that I'm not alone. They've shown me that even in the darkest of moments, there is always hope, always a way forward. And I've learned that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay to struggle, and that it's okay to ask for help. One of the most significant lessons I've learned is the importance of being kind to oneself. We're often our own worst critics, quick to judge and slow to forgive. But I've come to realize that this only holds us back, preventing us from growing, from healing, and from moving forward. By being kind to ourselves, by treating ourselves with the same compassion and understanding that we would offer to a friend, we can begin to break free from the cycle of self-doubt and negativity. As I continue on my journey, I'm reminded that life is precious, and that every moment is a gift. It's a chance to learn, to grow, and to connect with others in meaningful ways. And even though the road ahead is uncertain, I'm excited to see what's in store. I'm excited to meet new people, to try new things, and to explore new places. But most of all, I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned, for the struggles I've faced, and for the people who have been by my side every step of the way. They've taught me that life is not about the destination, but about the journey itself. It's about the moments we share with others, the laughter we enjoy, and the tears we shed. It's about the memories we create, the lessons we learn, and the love we share. And as I look to the future, I know that I'll carry these lessons with me, that I'll continue to grow, to learn, and to evolve. I'll keep sharing my story, in the hopes that it might inspire, might comfort, and might remind others that they're not alone. And I'll keep connecting with all of you, my wonderful community, who have supported me, encouraged me, and helped me to see that my story is worth telling. So thank you again, from the bottom of my heart, for being part of my journey. Thank you for listening, for watching, and for being a part of this community. I'm honored to have you by my side, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds, not just for me, but for all of us. As I sit here, reflecting on the journey that has brought me to this moment, I'm filled with a sense of awe and gratitude. The twists and turns, the ups and downs, the moments of triumph, and the moments of heartache, all of it has been a part of a larger tapestry, a tapestry that is still being woven. And you, my friends, are an integral part of that tapestry. Your stories, your struggles, your triumphs, they are all intertwined with mine, and together we are creating something truly beautiful. I think back to the early days, when I first started sharing my thoughts and feelings with the world. I was nervous, uncertain, and more than a little scared. But I knew that I had to be honest, that I had to be vulnerable, if I was going to connect with others on a deep and meaningful level. And so, I took a leap of faith, and I started sharing my story. It wasn't always easy, and there were times when I felt like giving up. But something inside of me kept pushing me forward, urging me to keep going, to keep sharing, and to keep connecting with others. And then, something amazing started to happen. I began to hear from people all over the world, people who were struggling with their own challenges, their own fears, and their own doubts. They would write to me or comment on my videos and share their own stories of struggle and triumph. And I would read their words or watch their videos, and I would feel a sense of connection, a sense of community that I had never felt before. It was as if we were all on this journey together, this journey of discovery, of growth, and of transformation. We were all struggling, we were all striving, and we were all seeking to become the best versions of ourselves. And in that moment, I knew that I was not alone, that I was part of something much bigger than myself. I was part of a community of people who were all on this journey together. And that, my friends, has been the greatest gift of all. The gift of connection, the gift of community, and the gift of knowing that I am not alone. It's a gift that I will carry with me for the rest of my life, a gift that I will cherish, and a gift that I will continue to nurture and grow. As I look to the future, I am filled with excitement and anticipation. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that I am ready for whatever comes next. I am ready to continue sharing my story, to continue connecting with others, and to continue growing and evolving as a person. And I know that I will do it all with the support, the love, and the encouragement of this amazing community. So, my friends, I want to leave you with a message of hope, a message of inspiration, and a message of love. No matter what challenges you are facing, no matter what struggles you are going through, and no matter what doubts you may be feeling, know that you are not alone. You are part of a larger community, a community of people who care about you, who support you, and who believe in you. And always remember, your story is worth telling. Your struggles, your triumphs, and your journey, they are all worth sharing. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to be honest, and to be yourself. Because when you do, you will find that you are not alone, that you are part of something much bigger than yourself, and that you are loved, you are valued, and you are enough. Thank you again, from the bottom of my heart, for being part of my journey. I am honored to have you by my side, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds, not just for me, but for all of us. May we continue to support each other, to inspire each other, and to lift each other up. May we continue to grow, to evolve, and to become the best versions of ourselves. And may we always remember, we are not alone, we are in this together.